Hello everyone! Today we are building a Discord bot from scratch. I'll be using the library DSharpPlus Nightly version 5 inside of Visual Studio 2026. The bot will have one prefix and one /comment at the end of the video. The tutorial is beginner friendly, so feel free to follow along. If you stumble upon any problems, simply ask for help in the comments. Without further ado, let's begin. Before we can actually code our bot, we are required to create an application on the Discord developer portal. To do so, we simply click on Application on the left upper corner and then create a new application. Once it is created, locate to Installation and disable User Install since we don't need it for this tutorial. We also don't want to have an installation link while our bot is still in its testing phase. Inside of the bot settings, we will disable public bot so no one except us can invite our bot. After that, we also have to enable presence intent, server member intent and message context intent. Without those three, our bot is useless and wouldn't be able to interact at all. Again, we will save our changes and head towards Auth 2 in order to invite our bot to our testing server. The bot needs the two scopes called bot and applications.commands. For an easier usage, the bot gets the permission administrator for now. Then you only have to copy the link and paste it into a new tab so we can invite the bot to the testing server. The only thing that is preventing us from coding and connecting our bot now is the bot token. We can easily acquire it by resetting our token on the developer portal. But be aware that the token should never be shared with anyone, since everyone with the token has full access to your bot. Due to it being a very sensitive content, we will not hardcode our token into the code. Instead, we're going to save it into the environment of our device and call it later on inside of the code. Saving the token inside of the environment from our device is a rather effortless task. There are a few methods, but I will use PowerShell as an administrator in this case. The following command sets an environmental variable with the name, value and IDA on a specific user or the entire machine. Depending on what you prefer, simply adjust the command. In order to check if it worked, we need to open PowerShell again. This time there's no need for us to run it as administrator. With the command echo, we can request the value of our variable. Since the token is now successfully saved to the environment of our machine, we can finally start coding our Discord bot. Inside Visual Studio 2026, we will create a new project. As template, we choose Console App and click Next. Choose a name for your project and again click Next. It is important that we use .NET 9.0, since Nightly only works properly on this version. The first thing we will do is installing the libraries. Just right-click the project inside of the Solution Explorer and manage NuGet packages. In the manager, click on Browse and make sure that you include pre-release versions. Search for DSharpPlus. We will need three libraries called DSharpPlus, DSharpPlus.Interactivity and DSharpPlus.Commands. Make sure that you install the Nightly version of those libraries. The reason why we install DSharpPlus.Commands and not Commands Next and /Commands is because it is the unified version of them both and will still be supported in the future. After installation, simply close the manager. It isn't necessary in Visual Studio 2026, but I will still include the namespace and class for a better overview. First of all, we create an async task which allows us the usage of await for network tasks without freezing the program. Inside of the task, we request our token from the environment and save it as a string. The green underlining is just a warning that it can be empty or null. Simply add a question mark to the string so the warning goes away. Just in case if the token was not saved properly or we called the wrong name, we will include a failsafe. Since we finally got our token inside of the code, we can now create a new Discord client with the help of the Discord client builder. The second line just tells Discord which events it should send us. Message contents is vital due to it allowing our bot to read our prefix comments. Just to test if it works, we create a small event handler that reads messages and responds to certain keywords. You can always add more handlers inside of builder.configure event handlers. Adding else-ifs or switch cases inside of the message handler is also possible. All that's left to do now is connecting the bot and keeping it online with the help of task.delay, since it pauses the main method until we stop the program manually. Let's give it a run. As you can see, it is online. If we now write for example hello, it will not react. But if we write ping, it is going to respond. Everything works without a problem, but having a bot that only responds to keywords is kinda boring. Let's give our bot some comments. I will remove the message handler, but you can keep it if you like. For our program to even register comments, we need to include them within our builder. We simply write builder.useComments and add 3 extensions within, one for adding all comments from our project and 2 others for processing slash and prefix comments. Inside of the text comment processor, we also have to configure the prefixes and also enable or disable response to pinging the bot. If you don't want your bot to respond to pings, simply set the true to false. After doing so, we can build our builder. Think of it as putting your blueprints together in order to create the actual client. We will also give the bot an activity status. And with that we finish our main code. Now we add 2 comments. I can recommend using folders for a better overview. Right-click your project and add a folder with the name comments. After that, right-click the folder and add 2 classes with the names prefix comments and slash comments. Let's start with the prefix comment. Simply go to your prefix comment class, make it a public class to run into no problems at all, then you make the comment, you add a description, and we will only allow it to be a text comment. After doing so, you simply create an async task and add the context to it. You might also stumble across the term value task, but unless you got some hot path with a huge amount of traffic, just leave it a task for a simpler usage. For our bot to actually get the latency, we will flag the start time, then we react with an emoji to the message. And after reacting, we simply get the time difference from after and before, converted to an integer in total milliseconds. All that's left to do now is respond with Pong and the latency. Now inside of slash comment we can change it to a public class. We create the comment with our description, but this time we only allow slash comments. You create your task, slash comment context, and inside you only respond with hello and the user. And that's it. Now we can just start the bot and test it. First, let's test our ping. We have our two prefixes, the question mark and the exclamation mark. If we try something else like dot, it won't work, because we only allowed those two prefixes inside of our code. We can also try our slash command. So now we know our slash command and our prefix commands work. But are they also restricted to only their purpose? Let's give it a try. If we try to slash ping, it's not showing up. If we try to exclamation mark greet or question mark greet, it will also not work. But since we also allowed mentions, we can, for example, mention the bot and use our text comments. That's it for this video. I hope it was helpful, and if you have any further questions, feel free to ask them below. Also feel free to like, share and subscribe if you want. And I will see you in the next one.